Thank you for tuning in and welcome back, team. In today's episode of Real Estate Investing, you'll learn about real estate investing, part 1, how to invest in real estate. My name is Andrew Finney, your real estate geek. If you need help finding a top agent where you live, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hello, my contact info is below. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. Okay, team, so here's the deal. I'm going to put together an 8-part series, and this is the first part of that 8-part series as it pertains to real estate investing. I'm going to go ahead and cap off the different 8 parts that we're going to be talking about over the next 8 series for the real estate investing portion of my channel. So the first part obviously is how to invest in real estate. Part 2, you'll learn about investor education. Part 3, you'll learn about investing niches and strategy. Part 4, you will learn about creating your business plan. Part 5, you're going to be introduced to finding investment properties. Part 6, you'll learn about financing options. Part 7, you're going to learn about marketing of your real estate practice. And Part 8, exit strategies, because every good business needs to have a strong entry point and a strong exit point. So let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be looking in today's video, which is how to invest in real estate. You know, there's a lot of different things to consider when investing in real estate. In specific, we're going to answer 6 questions in today's video, beginning with why invest in real estate. Can you invest in real estate and still have a full-time job? And do you need to pay someone like a guru of sorts to be successful in real estate investing? Can you invest in real estate and have like no money, like not using any of your own money? Is real estate investing a way to get rich quick, like a get-rich-quick scheme? And what to expect in a beginner's guide like this, essentially a beginner series of an 8-part series, and what to expect going forward, okay? So let's go ahead and start with, why would somebody invest in real estate? There's a lot of different options out there to make investments and grow your money, right? It doesn't all have to be stuck in the mattress. You have the stock market, you have mutual funds, you have IRAs, you have traditional IRAs, you have Forex, you know, investing in foreign currency, speculation. There's so many different things that you can do. Now, real estate, for example, has a lot of different variables to it, has a lot of different benefits to you. On average, real estate will appreciate about 3% per year. Now, obviously, you know, if it's in a seller's market, then you're going to see appreciation going through the roof. Normalized market, a little bit more balance to it. And in a buyer's market, you might see a slight depreciation of that asset. At the same time, you're going to be looking at a host of factors that go into it, and at the end of the day will average 3%. Now, more commonly, people are investing in real estate looking at 5 main points. They want that appreciation we just talked about, or maybe they want a stronger monthly cash flow, or maybe they're looking to take a loss. I know it sounds crazy, but some people need to take a loss so that they can hedge their tax issues that they might have. Maybe they earn too much money. That's probably something that all of us wish that we maybe had in life, but they actually have to try to depreciate their account. The next point is having leverage, and then the last point that some people look at are the tax benefits, kind of tying back into the depreciation, right? So the decision to get into real estate investing is a highly, highly personal one that is unique to you. So you need to be absolutely committed, and I highly encourage you, and I strongly suggest that you really think about why you want to get into real estate investing and what your goals are in real estate investing, and being fully committed to the process of becoming successful in real estate if you choose to move forward. If it's not for you after you think about it, then that's okay. You can go ahead and share this video with someone else that's going to benefit. But if you're still here with me and you want to learn more, then continue the whole 8-part of the series to get the most out of knowing how to invest in real estate. So the next thing that comes up a lot, you know, Andrew, what if I want to invest in real estate, but I have a full-time job? You know, I've been watching shows like on the DIY network, on Bravo, on HGTV about house flipping and such. You know, how am I going to get into this if I have a full-time job, and it seems like it's a full-time job, as it were? If you're looking to flip, you're essentially not even really investing in real estate. I know it's kind of a misnomer to think that, or it's really easy to think that flipping real estate is an investment, but it's really not. It's like gambling. It's like going to one of these Las Vegas casinos and hoping to hit the jackpot in different ways, because you're essentially speculating the market. You're thinking that thought process is, I'm going to buy low and I'm going to sell high. What else does that sound like? Sounds like day trading on the stock market. Day trading on the stock market is just that. It's a short-term gain. And by definition, an investment has a long-term potential of reward by over time, right? By investing over time. So it's important to understand the differences there. because there's hundreds of different ways to make money in real estate. It just depends on which one that you want. So if your dream path is to open up a shelter for abused animals, or if your dream path is to have a tourist destination, or have like Airbnb property, or have rental property, or own multiplexes and rent them out as apartments, or short-term apartments. I mean, there's so many different ways you can get into real estate and earn money. So it's something that you need to be very clear on, but you don't have to go full-time. And in fact, I encourage you to stay with your full-time job and invest into real estate with rental property and learning the process as you go forward by watching the full 8 parts of this series so that you'll be ready to go before you spend one single penny, okay? The advantages of investing while working a full-time job were kind of self-explanatory, but in case they're not, I'm going to go ahead and explain it. While you're working a full-time job, you're covering your baseline, you're covering your monthly expenses, you're covering your household responsibilities to yourself, and if you have a family and babies or children, you're covering your responsibilities. So then you can use any excess money that you're able to save to get into real estate investing, and over time, and that's the key phrase there, over time, build up a stronger position in life and in your financial situation, okay? But there's other ways that you can get into it, and some of those ways that you can invest in real estate while keeping your day job would include partnering on a larger piece of property with another investor. Buy and hold a property with a property management company. Serving as a private or hard money lender. So in other words, you would be lending money to the people that are looking to invest in real estate without money out of their pocket. We'll have to come back to that one a little bit more, but you could actually use your extra income and provide hard money loans to them. Or you can actually invest in mortgage notes. So there's a lot of different ways to make money from the real estate market. It just is about finding which one is going to be the most profitable to you, that is in alignment with your risk versus return expectations while working your normal job, right? So that being said, Steve Jobs was saying that if you go to work and you wake up too many days hating what you do, it's probably time for a change. So it's something to think about whenever you are figuring out what you want to do. If you hate your job that you're in now, you can't just stop it, unfortunately, and jump full time in the real estate investing, because it's going to take time to build up your business. At the same time, it can be one of those 3 and 5 year goal marks where you have, okay, in 3 years or 5 years from now, I'm not going to be working my current job. I'm going to be a full-time real estate investor, earning my living off of my positive cash flow and the appreciation of the market, or perhaps depending on what path or avenue you decide to get into real estate investing, okay? So the next thing that comes up, and we're looking at this, and this is really, really important. Do you need some kind of real estate guru, some kind of real estate genie? You rub the lamp and they make you successful all of a sudden? No, you really don't. All you need is doing what you're doing right now with learning your baseline of real estate investing, going through the 8 parts that are going to be in this series, and reading all that you can, learning all that you can. The problem is whenever you see these seminars that are on television, or you hear them on the radio, or you see them on maybe one of the YouTube adverts, maybe on the front of my video or on the front of someone else's video, you see these different things, and you hear these people, and what they're essentially trying to do is sell you a bag of goods in the form of like putting lipstick on a pig. And it might sound silly, but it's true. They try to glam up the pig, and that pig is their money that you're going to be giving them, because you're going to pay them huge amounts of money to teach you how to invest in real estate, and a lot of times it just doesn't work. But what did work is they got you to buy into your own dream, and they promised you, or they made it sound like they were promising you a way out of your current circumstance, and you were just going to be filthy rich in less than 12 months. That's just not the case. And if that's what you think, then I don't want to tell you that you're wrong, but you're wrong. It doesn't work that way. It takes dedication, it takes commitment, and it takes practice. So it's really important about that. If you want to actually get a worthwhile guru that actually is successful in real estate and learn from them, what you can do, and I'm going to put the link down below, is visit the National Association, like it's called Real Estate Investors Associations of America, right? There's local groups throughout the country. So I'm going to put the link down below in the show more description so that you can refer back to after you finish this video and learn more about how to get involved with your local real estate investor association, so you can begin learning even more and picking up on tools that they can provide you do in your local marketplace to figure out what you want to do. Okay? So the next thing that we're going to be looking at after that is, can you invest in real estate with no money? Yes and no. There's yes in the sense that if you needed $100,000, could you go get $100,000 for investing in real estate? Yeah, you could, depending on how you're looking at it, or whether you're going to turn it into a primary occupancy situation where you're buying a duplex, triplex, or quadplex or something. Or if you're looking at it as an investment standpoint, or you're looking at it and you got the down payment to go along with it. But if you're truly talking no money, then you're looking for like 0 pennies out of your pocket. So then you'll be looking at like hard money type situations. So what are the more common ways that people invest without having any money? Well, there's wholesaling opportunities, using other business partners or investment partners. There's using lease option strategies, which depending where you are in the country, it may or may not be as prevalent, and it may or may not be too beneficial. It just depends where you are in the country. And I highly recommend, if you're pursuing lease option endeavors, use a real estate attorney. Do yourself that favor and jot that down. Use a real estate attorney if you're looking at lease options. So there's actually really cool things that you can do with traditional type loans, like a USDA loan or a VA loan or a FHA loan, where you can buy multifamily properties. A lot of people aren't aware that you can use a federally insured loan to buy a multiplex. And when I'm just saying multiplex, I'm not talking like 10 units or something, because that's going to be, anything more than 5 is going to be considered commercial in many parts of the country. So, but what I am talking about is a duplex, a triplex, or a quadplex. Could you imagine using an FHA loan or a VA loan if you're active duty or a veteran, or a USDA loan if you live in rural areas of the country, to purchase yourself a quadplex? So in other words, a fourplex. And you live in one of those as a primary occupant, but you can lease out the other 3. So then that would mean that you would be able to cover the cost of the mortgage on the property that you just purchased, right? Free, by virtue of having 3 tenants. It's also going to give you great exposure to what it's like to be a landlord. And it's also going to give you your very first investment property by virtue of buying it through those loan types. It's a great idea, especially depending on where you are in life right now. It could be a genius idea, and it can be a game changer for you to start as early on as possible, as soon as you're ready to do that. That is definitely something that I strongly encourage people to do and take a look at if you can do that. Okay, so the other thing that you can use is, if you already own a home and you want to get into it, you can use a home equity line of credit. So even though it's like having no money, it's like, where do you get the money? You got to source the money from somewhere. The hard money is going to cost you money. Home equity line of credit is going to cost you money. Getting a traditional loan is going to cost you money. Nobody's going to give you a free lunch in real estate investing. It's just how people term and look at the idea of no money out of your pocket. A home equity line of credit, you're borrowing against the equity in your property. And even though I'm generally not a fan of using home equity line of credits to purchase an investment property or for things that aren't absolutely necessary, it is an option for different people. And if that's your situation, where you have a buttload of home equity and that's something that you're comfortable with doing, and you've watched this video and the other 7 in this 8-part series, and you are getting involved with your local association of real estate investors, then you might want to consider that. It's just one opportunity. And again, using private money or hard money, which is going to be normally a short-term loan, and they're going to charge you above market rate in most cases for that money to be able to have that privilege to use it. So what about working in real estate without investing at all? Now, how does that happen? How can you learn the real estate business and everything there is to do with the real estate process without investing at all? Well, several different ways come to mind right off the top. 1, you could be a real estate agent, right? 2, you could become a mortgage broker. 3, you could become a home appraiser. Number 4, you could actually go work at one of the new home builders and become a construction worker. You could become a resident manager of like an apartment complex or a situation like that, so you can learn more about it as well. You could actually become a title or escrow officer, or you could be a project manager for developments, right? There's a lot of different ways that you could gain experience into the real estate profession, especially going back to when we were talking about point two in this video and answering that question, can you invest in real estate if you have a full-time job? If you hate your full-time job, well, heck, we just gave you what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 opportunities, 7 different job fields in the real estate practice alone, and that's by no means exhaustive. You could also add home inspectors to that for an 8th point. I mean, there's so many different things. Termite inspector, I mean pest inspector. You know, there's so many different ways that you can get involved in real estate and actually get into a new career that could be fueling your passion for learning how to be a real estate investor without costing you any money up front and gaining the experience that is going to serve you extremely well going into the future. So those are some things to consider. Now, is real estate investing a get-rich-quick scheme? Absolutely not. It's just not the case. Sure, you're going to hear of some people that have got really lucky. They bought a property at the right time in the market. All the stars aligned. Everything was ready for them. Everything was good to go, and everything worked out. Well, that's kind of like that side view mirror that you have on your car where it says objects in the mirror may appear larger than they are in reality or closer to you than reality. Well, results aren't typical. That is not a typical result. All the stars aligned, everything worked out for those people, great on them, you know, they did well for themselves. You know, I'm full on positive energy, law of attraction rules, and send them positive energy and kudos, and we'll all get some positive energy and kudos back by virtue of law of attraction, right? At the same time, it's important to be very clear and to really know what you're doing whenever you get involved with real estate investing. It's extremely important to realize, no, you're not going to become a multi-gazillionaire overnight. It's just not going to happen. It's not how this works, and everything in life worth having is a process. So you have to follow the process, and you have to follow wise planning and structuring. By virtue of watching this video to this point in this video alone, you're going to be well on the way to becoming an extremely successful real estate investor by the end of this 8-part series. So it's extremely important. Just realize that, okay? So the next thing that I would like to cover before we leave this video today is and I just want to prime your thought process. I'll probably talk about it a little bit in each one of these 8-part segments going forward, but it's actually a website called roofstock.com. And one of the reasons that I like roofstock.com is because when we're talking about getting involved with your local real estate investor association and getting involved with real estate in your area, in some areas of the country, and you probably, some of you are going to be living in those areas of the country that are just too darn pricey to get into as an investor, a beginning investor, and looking for properties that are affordable. That's why I like roofstock.com. Roofstock.com actually opens up the investment opportunities across the country in the states that they're currently operating. They're constantly growing. It's a newer company over the last few years, and they're doing extremely well. One of the things that I really appreciate about them is the fact that they break down what's called your capitalization rate. You're going to hear me refer to capitalization rate later in this video as simply cap rate. I have done a video on how to calculate that as well. It is in the real estate investing playlist on my channel as well to go ahead and peruse. So with roofstock.com, it's going to open up opportunities in more affordable areas. It's going to give you an opportunity to have professional property managers if that's a route that you're comfortable with taking. I highly encourage you to check it out and see if it's right for you. That being said, let's move on. So moving on in part 2, which is the next series coming up, we'll be going over real estate investing education. So different steps that you can take and different places you can go to build your real estate investor savvy. Now, for today's video, this is going to be a wrap. Tell me what was the most significant part of this video that you took out of here, and let me know what you're thinking in the comment section below. Was it why invest in real estate to begin with? Was it, do you need now knowing that you don't have to have these expensive gurus that make you successful in real estate? Or was it possibly the realization that real estate investing isn't going to make you rich overnight? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, I'm going to pop up my contact information. Feel free to reach out to me, share your thoughts, share with me where you are in the real estate investing area right now and how your career is progressing as a real estate investor, along with any other ideas you might have for other videos for this series that you would like to see as well. I'm always happy to hear from you. If you need help finding a top agent, just let me know. If you haven't already done so, I'm going to ask you to do 3 things. Number 1, please subscribe to this channel. Number 2, please like this video. Number 3, please share this video around with someone you know is going to be able to help. In between now and next time, I'm wishing you and yours a lifetime full of love, wealth, abundance, and happiness. See you soon, team. Enjoy a wonderful day.